Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Friday again. End of half-term week for a lot of people, and edging closer to the end of Feb, and hopefully a path out of lockdown. I think that's Monday, isn't it? So 22nd that Boyce will set that out. But obviously, just wanted to see how everyone has gone on. Got a bit of news for you, a bit of update on the stats, and obviously you get to see the cheery, happy faces of the lovely Howard and Matthew again. Look at them smiles. In fact, those will have been last Sunday for your better halves. I bet they were loving those smiles, weren't they?
Last Sunday.
It was Sunday, Valentine's Day, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Did you treat
Better
it?
not mention that, really. Better not mention
More excited for Pancake Day.
You were more excited for Pancake Day, right?
You know when you get two people and they say, right, we're not doing anything, are we? We're not doing anything Valentine's Day, are we? And I go, no, might as well not. And then you get a card and a bottle of wine. I'm like, well, thanks for that. And then you're like, well, what did you get me? Well, we agreed only yesterday we weren't doing it. You know what? And if I'd have done it, it was like, well, we weren't doing it. But there we go.
Well, that's
It is what it is. I'm too old.
I think, isn't
too
it?
old in the too long in the tooth even for that.
Well,
I'm sure you two got on very well being young families and.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was one of them. Just not much when you're married, as I am. It's you just get a card and that's it. I think I did get flowers actually. I tell a lie, I did get flowers. It's very nice. But hopefully,
worth it?
You what, mate?
Was it worth it?
Was it worth it? It's always worth it. What is it? Happy wife, happy life.
That's what I've heard several times. I've heard that
But
several times.
hopefully we had three happy people last week, of course, with our competition winners of the Just Eat vouchers. So hopefully they enjoyed their Valentine's meal with whomever they.
And listen, did we get any photographs of these? Did we get any feedback? Did these people send photographs of the meal?
I don't know.
You know, I asked last week.
I'd be really interested
send
to
your photographs in so we can see that you.
Yeah. See you enjoying yourselves.
What you can eat them, basically.
Exactly.
Come on, Matt, give them a round up, give them a shout.
Anyway, how's it been for you guys last week or so? Let's say it has been half term, which is normally a quiet week in the housing market. So everyone is normally going away or busy doing bits and pieces, but of course you can't do that very much at the moment. So how's it been?
Well, sorry, Howard. Speaking for me, no rest for the wicked, guys. It has been a mega week. You know, I just want to point out, and I'll be going into this in a minute when I talk about the local area and what's going on. But if you've got kind of, well, there's a lot that I could say would sell at the moment because the market's great. I won't be a very good estate agent if I turn around and said, yeah, I only want this certain type of property. But what I found is, you know, I think there was scepticism in the amount of people that I've spoke to turn around to me saying stamp duty, you know, when that stops, it's really going to slow things down. I've not seen an impact whatsoever. In fact, the amount of properties, obviously, at Lancashire Estates, as most estate agents should, we do pre-matching. By pre-matching, I mean that means we ring people before a property come live. I don't know how many, it's been a few, but we have sold so many properties this week that have gone before they have even gone live. Before I've even been out to do pictures, all for asking price, over asking price. If you've got the right kind of property, I mean, these are investment properties, some commercial, you know, if you've got anything, land, anything at the moment, anybody can get their hands on it, just seemingly wanting to sell. So yeah, in a nutshell, our week has been epic.
Good week.
Well,
epic.
I'll tell you what,
Epic!
mine's been a bit of a busy week. I wanted to tell you a bit of thing. I know we've mentioned before about people looking, you know, take a review, looking at your property and so forth. Just a couple of phone calls and subsequent emails that I've had this week, which I'll give you an update in, was talking to two people whose houses on the market out of my area, completely out of my area, but they were looking to move to my area. And been on the market, one since October, one since November, just nothing happening, you know, and that's their words, not mine. One of them's on the market with two estate agents. And they're saying to me that their estate agent says it's the market, it's the COVID, it's coronavirus. Houses aren't selling anymore, you know, and all that stuff. And you know, obviously we talk about it every week. So I said to him that both gentleman and a woman, I said that's not the case, you know. And when I'm on the phone to him, obviously we're registering them, we're taking down the details and so forth. And while I'm talking to them anyway, I quite often go on Rightmove so I can look at their house and talk about it. And obviously, so on one of the instances, I actually asked this chap, you know, are you okay for a couple of minutes? I've got your property here, and I'll look through it, and maybe to give you a few pointers. And anyway, we went through it all. We looked at a few different photographs that needed doing, a few things that needed rewording, certain things in the area that weren't noted, one being Ofsted School, which was a really top school nearby, which I just clicked on to find out.
Important. Yeah,
none of that was mentioned, you know, and the price wasn't quite right. It was something like 297,500 or something such as that, which was, well, it was an odd price. Why would you price it that? Because as we spoke, Kev, about that, you're neither here nor there, are you? Before you get to that property, there's a lot more before it. So we went through a few things, changed a few things around with him verbally. He took the time to email me to thank me for my time. Bear in mind, you know, I've only done this to help him, you know, to help him. We, Howard, Lancaster State, don't get anything out of this, just that we want to help people, yeah. So he emailed me thanking him for that. 2 days later, he emailed me to say that, because I'm with two agents, one agent has taken on board what we want to do and changed things around, and he's got 2 viewings on the back of it. He's not had viewings for over a month. Right, so that's one. The other lady I spoke to went and had a chat to her and told her what to do, and her estate agent says no, not interested in changing that. So she has come back to me to say that thanks very much for the advice. I think you're right, and I'm looking for an estate agent nearer me that will take on board your ideas. That's the point, really. Is, you know, I think it's a very valid story to tell people, because the information there is great. You know, get the advice, talk to an estate agent, or get an estate agent that wants to give you advice and help you move. They'd still be there. October, November last year, and it's because of the market.
No, well, we know that the market has been really
and just
good.
while I'm on that, actually, I will discuss a little bit about the market. I mentioned to you guys before that I was reading on Sky News this morning. I don't get a newspaper anymore, so it was on Sky News on the internet, and it was saying that the average house price, okay, this is UK, so the average house price has increased by 8.5%. Okay, this was registered in December, so it was up until December, and I'm pretty sure it's probably since gone up from there. And it's the highest annual growth for more than 6 years. So for those people out there that are saying this market is not strong and it's not selling and you're not going to get this and that for it, well, there you go. They're the facts. So
yeah, well, we've spoken about that quite a bit, and you know that is driven massively by the high levels of demand. At the moment, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? You know, and as I say, as we say, sorry. Normally, if you look at the market and you,
sorry, I've just spilled my coffee.
Things happen a lot on the live stream, eh?
I think I burnt my crotch as well.
If you look at the market normally you get around 60-65% of properties sell in a month compared to the amount that come on.
Yeah.
Recently, it's been over 90%, and in some months, there's actually been months where there's been more sold properties have actually come to the market, which is what is behind that price increase. I don't think in the 2 areas that we operate in will have had a rise like that. You know,
no, it's probably down south,
but you know, there's definitely been some increase. I think it's more probably that you're getting closer to what the asking prices were, because there's more people offering on the same property. So rather than a bigger price increase from the looks of your advertising price, the price you achieve is a bit better, I think, isn't it? And that's what's.
Yeah, I was just going to have a quick look in a minute when something loads up on the computer. I was just going to say, it's obviously it's not loading up for a second, but I'll have a look again in a minute. I was just going to look at a house that I put on the market at 300,000, and it went considerably higher than that. You know, so and 5% above the asking price, without looking at the actual figures there. But it's about 5% above the asking price, and so that obviously that's where it's coming from. That's where the increase is. So it's not like the asking prices are higher. It's actually what's selling. I think that's right, Kevin. So they're getting nearer to the asking price, and in some instances where there's that much demand, this isn't just us Lancaster Estates. It's in general, isn't it?
Yeah,
if there's that much demand, the price, like I always say to everyone who listens, is it'll find its own level. Yeah. You know, whether if it's worth £400,000, it will sell for £400,000 because it will find its own level. So yeah, it's interesting to know that. One other thing as well, which is notable, and it probably is exactly on your areas as well, but definitely on Preston, is so many new homes are getting built, and they're literally, and they're not just, you used to see them, you drive by and they go up a little bit, and you drive, well, they might go, they're actually flying up because they know that there's a massive demand for these new homes out there. And I've been out to see a new home site today, and to be fair, they've sold them all bar two, so they're on the last two that I've gone out to hopefully try and help them with selling them. There's some more over in Leyland, a Barrett site that I'm in contact with people over there as well. And I drove past the other day, and this is, people don't know this area, it's just past the mid-trawl, it's going towards Leyland, and it's behind the old chapel, and you can see they've excavated all the land down. A week ago, that you wouldn't notice anything was there.
Yeah,
and there's a sign up now, so it's like, they're going, it's...
Yeah, it is. They don't have knock them up nowadays. That's for sure. There's so much demand for the property. Like I say, they've got a lot of money from government grants and all those sort of things. So they do throw them up very quickly. Which is good for the area of Preston.
It is good because there's a lot of stuff comes on the back of that as well. But overall, I tell you one thing, I say it every time. This month, I can't believe I found, what date is it? I don't even know what date it is. What is it? 21st today?
19th.
19th thing. I was only 2 days ahead. But how fast are they going? It's like flying out, aren't they?
It is. Well, it's because you're having fun, Howard. I think is what it is.
Having fun.
Yeah.
Having fun as well.
Nice to see Matthew's back. I hope your crotch is all right. But most importantly,
it was a scalding black coffee, and what happened was I accidentally bumped it against my laptop. So sorry, I was having some technical difficulties. The awkward moment is it's a brand new laptop, isn't it? And I just got black coffee all over it.
Well, that's what I'm more worried about is the laptop rather than you.
Yeah. Well, I'm still here, so that's a good thing. It's working, obviously, but it's just I must have pushed a button that just banged me straight back off. Some technical difficulties. Let's just get a little thing in the background of a picture of I don't know. Let's get a picture of them Preston Ducks on the ice for me or something. What you've got, I would use that as emergency background, mate.
I just do that.
There you go.
We don't want to be seeing that, mate. We don't want to be seeing that. I'm not being funny. Oof.
Well, just on a bit of other news now. You're back. I don't know whether you saw this, Matt, but there was a bit of news earlier. Actually, I think it was last week. Actually, I completely forgot about it. But how the plans to try and create a clean airspace around the Lancaster one-way system, and they're going to look at introducing a charge, £12 charge for entering the city and the one-way system. So, yeah.
Exactly. That's why I just slapped my face.
Clean.
Whoever's thought of that? Come on, please.
I don't even think it was that much to get into London, was it? But,
exactly. Just you need to sort the one-way system out before you start introducing charges. Tell you, all them blooming traffic lights. There is more traffic lights on that one-way street down China Street than there probably is in Manchester or something. I don't know. There's like 7 sets of lights. No wonder the traffic's mad.
There is, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, they're just talking about it, but I'm sure we'll hear more about that going forward. But I can't see why you would need a £12 charge. It's not a heavily driven through one-way system now, actually, because of the bypass road.
No, it's not, crikey.
And obviously during lockdown, it's a lot quieter. But one other bit of news that I saw earlier this week, which you being a film fan, Matt. So there's a zombie film that I didn't even realise had been filmed inside Lancaster Castle.
They did one previously as well.
Yeah, premiered on the Horror Channel this weekend, Howard. So there you go, your weekend watching. It's a film called Red Con 1. It's a zombie film, and it was filmed in Lancaster, or part of it filmed in Lancaster Castle. So I think it's well good.
I heard they were going to put you as one of them, Kev.
Well, I wouldn't need any makeup or masks or anything like that. Scary enough.
There you go, mate.
Yeah. Scary enough, but there you go. Bit of interesting news if you're stuck this weekend for a bit
you're
of
a movie fan.
Yeah, Redcon 1 on the Horror Channel at 10:40, I think, on Saturday.
I'm watching a horror channel tomorrow night at 5:30.
That's football, and it is horrible. Yeah.
Do you know what? Those horror channels, just on a quick note, they're the kind of ones that I used to walk in and like somebody's granddad or grandma have on because it's the free movie channels. And you'd walk in and it'd be like John Wayne on before or something, wouldn't it? And you'd be like, I remember I used to have cracked my dad like, what are you watching here? What's this black and white rubbish here? It's all bloody rubbish, this lad. This is proper movie. Just because it's a free movie channel.
Do you know what? That's one of the most northern things anyone will ever say, I think.
Well,
you were proper northern then, Matt. Yeah.
That's honestly, there you go. That's free movie channels. And it's like when you watch Dave and it's just repeats all the times, and you get your older generation, they'll just sit there and watch the same Top Gear with Jensen Button in his F1 car over and over and over.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, did you want to know how the market was doing, Howard? Do you want to know how you're getting on with stuff? You're on mute now, pal, unfortunately, and your camera's off and nobody can see.
We're currently expecting difficulties, technical difficulties.
He can't work it, bless him.
He spilled the coffee now.
Yeah, he probably has. Anyway, I'll start with LA postcodes, Matt, seeing as you're here and Howard's
I'm here.
not there.
I'm actually here, but I'm just getting rid of guests.
Right, okay.
Oh, I can see everything and hear everything, don't worry.
Okay, so new properties to the market. So this month, so far, there's been 181 properties to the market this month, new ones.
Okay.
And that was against 257 last February, so it's quite a bit down, although there's a week a bit to go. Now, I think, if you remember rightly, that was when we actually came out of the Brexit was announced, wasn't it? Was that? Yes, we came out of the thing, didn't we? So I think that definitely had an effect on February last year. Sales were at 172 properties sold in LA postcode so far this month, and 224 last Feb. So, a week to go.
Still time to catch it.
Probably going to catch it, to be fair. If not, go over it. Preston Howard, the PR postcode. So last Feb there was 302 new properties came to the market. I mean, that was the biggest month of the year. It was the biggest month of the year before as well. It was high. So 147 so far. So it's not even halfway yet.
No.
But I say that was the highest month since before 2019. 302. Last Feb. So it was
obviously the shortest month as well, but
unbelievable how busy it was. And the same with sales. So 216 last February, 168 so far this Feb. So that possibly will catch as well.
Yeah, possibly so.
Maybe go over again. It's about the same difference as in Lancaster. But yeah, absolute bumper month last February. February 2020 was unbelievable for new properties coming to the market in the PR ones. But I think it was the Brexit hang-up, if I remember rightly, where everyone had been waiting, I think, and then we left, didn't we?
Probably, Kevin, it was probably the pre-COVID rush.
Well, no, we weren't really that much in February. It was March, wasn't it? That was in there.
March the 16th, we went into lockdown, if I remember rightly.
So,
23rd, nearly, Matt. 23rd
there you go.
23rd of March, yeah.
Anyway, there we go.
Well.
Give you an update as to where we are. But yeah, I think it's definitely been an entertaining one. We've had cameras on and off. We've had a ghost in the background of you, Howard, outside the window. Trespassers on the land.
You saw that, did you? Yeah. It was,
And Matt, of course, has
sent people out of the house and they come back early. And that's what
Hey, I might be got a doctor. I might be got the doctor here. Tell you, as soon as this is finished, that's it. See you later.
Yeah, Matt's burnt himself. Although I'm glad to hear that the hardware.
To be honest,
okay.
I'm more worried about spilling black coffee on the white table. I think she's going to kill me because it'll stain if I don't get it off after this with a bit of pink stuff, whatever it's called.
Well, especially as she's of course a very, 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 very heavily pregnant lady as well.
She is.
At least she won't be able to catch you.
She probably will, mate. Lockdown's not been too kind to my waistline, so.
Yeah, well, we might even actually just before we finish, we may even be a gruesome twosome next week, Howard, because Matthew, as just mentioned, then your little girl is due tomorrow, isn't she? So
she's due tomorrow. So
You might
As I said, it's been an epic week, and I'm already knackered. So what I'm going to be like when a baby arrives. So by the time you guys may well next see me, I could well be in the Redcon 2 movie at the castle.
Zombified, that's it.
It was called Redcon, wasn't it? It was called Redcon. I hope I've got that right.
Yeah.
Redcon.
Redcon 1. Redcon 1. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, best of luck with that, Matt. I hope it all goes all right.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
But for Chloe more than you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do the Robbie Williams. No, I'm not. She'll kick me out. I'll get. Do you know what? With all the restrictions and everything that goes on in these hospitals now, I better behave.
Yes, and don't faint like that video that I sent you.
Yes. I tell you what, though, any midwives watching this video, if you want to sell your house or you want to come to the market, make sure you catch up with me in delivery suite. Blah 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 blah.
It's one way of trying to get business, isn't it? Yeah, but I'd focus more on Chloe rather than trying to sell houses.
Yeah, to be fair.
All right, guys, cool. Well, we'll see you next Friday. Thanks to everyone who's joined us. We'll see you then. Bye now.
Bye.